Okay guys, now let's start looking at 9 right-angled triangles and see how we can find the angles and the sides, just as we were doing on right-angled triangles. So when you've got a 9 right-angled triangle, there are two things that you can find. Actually, there are three things. You can find the area of the given shape, you can find the sides and the angles. Now for a right-angled triangle, it's easy to do that because we've got the Pythagoras theorem and the trigonometric ratios. Now in a situation where you've got a non-right-angled triangle, you've got to use other rules and formulas. So in this video we are going to look at the rule that we can use to find the sides and the angles of a non-right-angled triangle. One of the rules is called the sine rule. Now as we talk about the sine rule here, you need to know that this works for non-right-angled triangles. And then the Pythagoras theorem and the trigonometric ratios, they are ratios that we use. Those formulas and methods are used for right-angled triangle. But if you look at this, for example, this is a non-right-angled triangle. So how do we find the sides or the angles depending on the question? So I'm not going to go into details proving why these methods work, but if you want, you can watch for the video that talks about proofs of these different formulas and theorems. But for now, we just need to look at how the formulas work and what sort of formulas we need to use. So the sine rule is a rule which is stated as this. I'll explain all these variables here. All right, you've got the b over sine capital B, and then you've got c over sine capital C. Now the small letters that you are seeing here, these small letters, they stand for some sides, and the big letters, they stand for angles. All right, now I'm just going to draw a little diagram here to illustrate what I'm talking about. All right, so let's say this is our triangle that we've got our A, B and C, and we've got some angles inside them here. How you tell which one is your A? The angle, the side that is opposite to the angle which is A is going to have the small letter A. All right, so if this is angle A, this side that is opposite to our angle A is going to be the small letter A. All right, and this, if this is B, like you can see here, the side that is opposite to the angle B would be the small letter B. The same is the case for C. If this is going to be our angle C, the side that is opposite to the angle C would be the small letter C, which then brings us to this rule here, which says the sine rule, which we call the sine rule. So the sine rule is the relationship between sides and angles. And in most cases, we are not even going to be required to use the third part, but you just need to know that it's part of the formula. Usually we just need to use two sides and their relationship. So mostly we'll just be using this one here, which says A over sine capital A equals to B over sine capital B. Now it's up to you to determine which one is going to be your A, which angle is going to be the capital A. In the questions, it's not going to be stated, so it is very important and vital that we understand how these formulas are used. So now there is this example here that I want to bring to your attention, which will be the first of the three examples that we'll be doing on the sine rule. We've been given this triangle here, if you look at it nicely. All right, so we've got this triangle here. We've been given this triangle as ABC, and then the question says calculate the length AC, which is this part here. All right, now if you look at this length, there is a B there, so AC can be the small b, if you followed what I've been saying, because it is opposite the angle B. And then if you look at 110 here, this is angle A, meaning the other side there, which is opposite the angle A, would be our small a. Now how do we find AC, which in this case is our small b? We need to use the sine rule, which is this one here, okay, coming from the one that is up there. Okay, so now if we do that nicely, you are going to find that your A would be the 8.15 over sine A. Now the angle that is opposite A, which is 8.15, is sine 110, equals to The b, the small b, would be the one that is opposite the given angle that we've got here, which is our capital B, which is 30 degrees, which we don't know, which they are calling AC. So we just put b there, but you should know that's our AC. All right. And then sine B would be the angle, which is this one here, which is 30. Okay. So if we work our mathematics nicely here, you would notice that we need to cross multiply here b and that to find b, as we've been doing. So it's going to be b sine 110 equals to 8.15 times sine 30. Okay. So if we do this nicely here, I don't want to go into details of multiplying the sine 110 to get the decimal number. I can keep this for as long as I want. So we need to divide by sine 1110, all right, and then sine 110, and punch everything on the calculator because it's easy and easier that way. All right. So that sine 10 and that sine 10 would cancel, leaving us with what I'm going to write up here to say b would be equal to, when we do on our calculator, we say 8.15 times sine 30, everything divided by sine 1110. We should be getting this to be 4.3365 and some decimals going so on and so forth meters. But then the answer should be written to 3 significant figures, which means that our b would be equal to 4.34 meters. Now this b is the AC that they are asking for, so then we can just therefore say our AC is 4.34 meters using the sine rule. So it is important that the sine rule is understood nicely and that we work with it the same way we need to work with other sides. So guys, as I said, this is just like the introduction to the sine rule, and I'm asking that you watch the next 2 videos, not the 2 videos, the next video that explains and looks at 2 more examples on the sine rule. It is very important that we understand what sine rule is. Sine rule works with 9 right angled triangles, and then the issue about the small a and the small b is the one that I explained as we started this video. It's just small a would be the side opposite the big angle A, and then small b would be the side opposite the angle which is capital B. So let's see how the second video would be and then do more examples on the sine rule. So thank you very much on that.